Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and in today's video, I want to talk about the photo challenge for next Thursday's live stream. All right, I got different glasses. The ones that I normally wear broke in like 2 places, so I've got them sent off to get them fixed. Of course, the company that makes them is currently closed due to the pending situation at hand, and they don't know when they'll get fixed. So I bought a second pair of glasses for backup. So I'll have a pair of actual glasses that I'll be able to have while I'm getting a pair fixed. Seems that I've sent these off twice now. I've got them repaired. So it's obviously going to be a thing that I'm going to need to keep doing. So here I am wearing reading glasses again, struggling around with these things, riding the struggle bus. Let's get on with the dadgum video. This is what's in this video. In this camera bag, I have the Nikon Z6, currently riding the 24-70 kit lens. And what this is a 500 millimeter Nikkor mirror lens. On the Z6, this lens has image stabilization because the Z6 has a stabilized sensor. That's the reason I got this particular lens out. That, and it produces a very unique style of bokeh. Since it's a mirror lens, let me show you. Mirror lenses have this reflective mirror on the front element, and because of that, they create what is known as donut bokeh, which is pretty awesome. They're unique to these style lenses. This is a whatever. It's a 500 millimeter. It's a fixed f8 aperture, so you don't have an aperture ring on it at all. So you don't even have to worry about that. You just stick it on the camera and use it. It's manual focus. It's a full manual lens. The lens is surprisingly sharp. This week's photo challenge happens to be using your longest telephoto lens to take interesting photos. That's the rule. Just whatever your longest telephoto lens is, go take photos with it. Whatever your longest lens is, because most people buy these long telephoto lenses and rarely ever get them out and use them. We're going to try and get some photos today in downtown here that are pseudo interesting, best I can come up with. I just want to see if I can find something interesting to photograph, walk around a little bit. The rain seems to have kind of moved on. It's rained for about an hour straight, but it's predicting rain all afternoon. So I'm going to see if I can get around here and not get too wet. To get this lens on my Z6, I'm going to need this F to Z adapter. Now you can buy simple adapter rings to go from the Z mount down to the F mount, but this one came with the camera, so I didn't have to buy an extra one. So even though it has the electrical pass-through contacts, I don't need them, but it'll still allow me to mount the lens. So I'm going to use this, and there it is. Now I'm going to go into the non-CPU lens data and add this lens to my camera's arsenal of non-CPU lenses.
One eternity later.
Lens number 3, focal length, run that up to 500. Nikon got a bunch of lenses. Ooh, 2800 millimeter, good Lord. Okay, maximum aperture, f8. There we go, tell it okay. And it now knows it's a 500 millimeter f8 lens. Now, let's just see if I can get an interesting photo from the parking garage. I had to come in the parking garage to get out of the rain. And I've set up next to this sign on the front of the rock climbing gym because that breaks the wind coming in so it doesn't blow rain in on me. It just makes sense here. But let's see if I can get a photo or two from up here. All right, as evidenced by my expression on my drive home, I got one photo. This is it. It was just too messy, too sparsely populated because of the whole COVID deal. And there just wasn't any real opportunity without getting my camera out in the rain. And I'll just be honest with you, this lens is not weather sealed. At least I'm under the impression it's not. And I'm not really interested in getting it wet and violating the seal here and allowing water into the camera body. So rather, than risk getting water entry and messing up a bunch of equipment, I just opted to come home. It just wasn't in the cards yesterday. But what I did want to talk about is something that keeps coming up and over and over and over, and that's, you know what the real difference between this lens and this lens is? You know, they're physically about the same size. Yeah, there's mechanical differences. This one's an F mount, this one's an S mount. This one is an 85 mil, this one's 135 mil. All that aside, the difference between these lenses is the person using them. The point of this lens has issues that this one doesn't have, it's irrelevant. If you enjoy using the 85mm f1.8 S series lens on your Nikon Z6, use it. If you enjoy using a pre-AI 135mm adapted up to the S mount, use that. Whatever you enjoy using, use it. I see so much bickering amongst photographers about how this lens isn't as sharp as this lens, and this lens has chromatic aberration, and this lens they're using software to hide it. And do the pictures come out the way you like? I saw a video the other day, and of course, rightly so, he was bragging on his lens. And it was a very high quality lens, a very high quality lens, and it produces very high quality results. You can't deny the optical performance of the piece of equipment. At the end of the day, I'm not driven to have optically perfect photos. My photos are expressions or memories or, you know, art. And maybe some people want to use a lens that has defects in it on purpose. Maybe they enjoy using vintage lenses. I like to use vintage glass. I just enjoy using them. I'll talk about these on another video. I got some new ones. The long story short is, don't let people tell you the equipment you're using is not the right equipment. If it's all you have, go make photos with it. B, if it's what you like to use, go make photos with it. If you feel like the equipment's holding you back, maybe you need to look and see if you can figure out what it will take to improve your craft to the next level. And maybe this S series lens is what you need. But most likely, the equipment you have will do you just fine, and you'll be able to make just as good images that you ever made, whether it be with this new lens or this old lens. So with that, I appreciate you guys watching. This is David, the Georgia photographer. So until the next time, get your camera out, whatever it is, and go make a picture with it. All right, we'll see you later. Yes, this is filmed on the Z6. That's the first time I've ever used it to do video.